All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Honors and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing his word in true sincerity. All right, this is the brother Tawab Bakah from GMS Los Angeles / Illy Empire. Come back with another video in the spirit. And once again, Tawad Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. Opening my eyes to this truth. Allow me to wake up another day and putting the spirit on me to do another lesson in hopes to edify the hopeful elect. Okay, so as you can see, I have this article. Okay, this is a story that's been going viral over this past weekend of this Jake by the name of Nolan Wells. You know, he went missing after he took a boat trip, a so-called boat trip with some Edomite buddies of his, and they basically found his body. They discovered Jake, and he was dead. He was unalived. Okay, and now they're saying there's footage of before he went missing of him having an argument with those Edomites, those Edomite friends of his, so-called friends. Okay, and see, this is why we tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that this damn devil has not changed. Okay, these Edomites, and when I say Edomites, I'm talking about so-called white people, Caucasian, so you can understand. Okay, they hate you. They hate us. There's never going to be a world where Esau, this damn so-called white man or white woman, is going to have that genuine love towards our people, because they're not set up to love us. Okay, the Lord created them to be the wicked, the evil on this earth. He created them to be the wicked. Okay, and this is just another reminder to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially you so-called Negroes. Okay, that this man is your enemy. Okay, okay. There's no such thing as having Edomite so-called white friends. Okay, unless their forefathers on their father's side, go back to our people, the Israelites. Okay, but outside of that, these crackers, they're not our friends. Okay, so I'm gonna read a little of this article. I'm gonna bring out the scriptures, and I pray this is edifying. So let me start with the article. This is newsnationnow.com. Okay, it says family of Mississippi teen Nolan Wells devastated after body found. Okay, you see that? So this is the picture right here of Jake. He was only 18. And you can see, Jake, you can see by his vibe that he hangs out with Edomites. Okay, because a lot of Jakes that live in the suburbs, they grow up around Esau. They hang around with these Edomites and they think everything is all good. It's like, what the hell are you doing? on a boat with a bunch of crackers, man, and you the only brother on the boat, and you surrounded by nothing but Edomites, man. That shit is crazy, man. That don't make no goddamn sense, But that's the mind frame our people have. They think, which I get, because 2/3 of our people are a bunch of damn lowlifes. Okay, so Jake don't even want to be around Jake, but that this that don't mean we're supposed to let our guard down around these Caucasians, okay? These so-called white people, okay? Because these motherfuckers hate us to the core, okay? This man's whole history, the bulk of this man's history is him, destroying and massacring our people, man. Okay. This man has no good track record when dealing with us. It's just his track record is total destruction. Okay, deceit. Okay, just a whole bunch of wicked things that this man's done to us, and continues to do to us. But you Jakes, you're a bunch of simple ass people, man. Okay, and this is why the Lord has these things happen, to remind you that this man is your enemy, man. He's never changed. Okay. All right. It says Nolan Wells went missing July 4th while on Horn Island in Jackson County, Mississippi. So this is the deep south. This is Mississippi. The brother is a car. Mississippi. Okay, Mississippi, right? And Mississippi has a very dark history when it comes, to white supremacy, so-called white supremacy, especially against our people, man. Okay, all kind of atrocities have been committed to our people in Mississippi. Hell, going back to Emmett Till, which it was shit that it was atrocities before Emmett Till, but that was a popular or more famous atrocity that happened to Jake down there in Mississippi, because that was one of the catalysts for that so-called civil rights movement to take place. Because Emmett Till, who was a young Israelite, he went down there to visit his cousins, right? And it was alleged that he whistled at a so-called white woman, and because he whistled at a so-called white woman, he was kidnapped, he was captured from his home, from his grandfather, by these two grown-ass Edomite men. They took him, they tortured him, they beat him to death. They threw his body in the Mississippi Delta, and then they discovered his body. The only reason they knew it was Emmett Till because he was wearing a ring that his mother gave him that had his initials on it, because he was so badly beaten. He was beaten beyond recognition. Okay, so the only way they identified his body was because of the ring he was wearing that his mother gave him. Okay, and this is not too long ago. That happened in the 1950s. This is 2026. What we're talking about now. This is 2026. Okay, and this Jay, he's 18. He's 4 years older than what Emmett Till was when that shit happened to him. Okay, so this is just another reminder, okay, that to you Negroes, this white man don't give a fuck about you. He never will. And you niggas that got your head stuck up his ass, more of this is going to happen to you. Okay? All right, it says, family and friends are grieving the loss of a Mississippi teen after a body believed to be his was found Monday near where he went missing July 4th. The Ocean Springs School District confirmed the body found on Horn Island, a barrier island off the Gulf Coast, was 18-year-old Nolan Wells. News Nation local affiliate WJTV reported Authorities have also indicated that a body fitting his description was found on the island. You see that? So they found his body yesterday, because today is Tuesday. They said they found his body Monday. Okay? They said he went missing on the 4th. That was Saturday. Okay, so that's a 48-hour period that he went missing. Okay? Now they're saying they're investigating. They don't know what happened. Nobody's saying anything, but come on, man. That don't make no goddamn sense, And they saying allegedly, that his friends may have something to do with it, because that's the last people he was around. That when let me go back up here. See this picture right here. This is one of the last pictures of him alive. Okay, and let me look for another. See if I can get a better picture. Because I'm trying to see if I can find a better. Because they got a image, should have a full image showing him and those Edomites that he was with. Slocky, bear me 1 second. Let me just zoom in. Slocky for the quality, but as you can see, these Edomites right here, that's the last. This is one of the last photos of him alive, and these two Edomites, these are supposed to be his friends. It's a couple of more guys, but I just wanted to show that these are the people that I guess they're investigating, or should be under investigation, because these are the last people that he's seen with. Okay, so if he winds up dead, they find his body on Monday. This is supposed to be Saturday, July 4th. Okay, and these guys, they saying these guys don't know what happened to him. Oh, yeah, right. That's a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, that's pretty much. I just wanted to show that photo. So like it said in this article, that he was found Monday near where he went missing. So they was on that boat. So they found his body where where the boat was. So if he was on the boat with these guys and they find his body in the water, the ocean or whatnot, okay, something happened to him. Obviously there's foul play there. But these Edomites, they're gonna do their best to try to keep those Edomite teenagers from facing the judgment that they should face. And Jake is watching, man. And this is just gonna stir up more hatred. This is going to stir up more tension, because tension is already brewing in this society. But see, this is the Lord allowing Esau to do this to you, Jakes, to get you riled up. Okay, the Lord's going to increase these things. These things are going to keep happening and happening until you Jakes get riled the fuck up, because you too complacent here in this society. And this is why shit like this can happen to your children, because you're too complacent in this fucking society, man. Okay, you think everything is all good. You think everything's sweet out here. So you so-called Negroes better wake the hell up, man. You so-called Latinos, Native Americans better wake the hell up, man, and realize that this damn so-called white man's your enemy, man. Okay? Okay, that's all I want to read on that article. Now I'm going to get the scriptures, because this is our guide. this is how we should be operating, man. Okay, this is how we should move. Our moves and how we navigate in this world should be based on what the Bible says, what the scriptures say. Okay, which majority of our people, they have a Bible in their home, but they don't have the understanding. They don't have, the Lord didn't give them the that believing heart. Because first and foremost, you gotta be taught. You gotta be taught this word. You gotta be taught the scriptures. Okay, because the Lord gotta lead you to the right teachers. Okay, because it's a lot of false prophets out in this world. It's a lot of false information. Okay, it's a lot of false doctrines. Okay, so in order for you to find the truth, the Lord gotta lead you to the truth. The Lord gotta give you the eyes to see. Okay, because before we came into the truth, we was in the world. We didn't know what the hell was going on until wherever that appointed time that we came, our ears and our eyes and our ears came across this truth. The Lord gave us the eyes to see, the spiritual eyes to see, and the spiritual ears to hear, to take heed. And now we teaching, Lord willing, to the end. Okay, but anyway, getting back to the point of the video, this scripture right here that I'm about to read, this is how you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans should operate, when dealing with this so-called white man. Okay, because we got to go out here in this world. We got to do what we got to do. We got to make a living to sustain ourselves. But also, we have to keep these things in mind, what the scriptures tell us. Okay, so I'm gonna read it. This is in the Apocrypha. All right, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." You see that? Never trust thine enemy. All right? And that's the problem with the majority of our people. They want to be cool with every goddamn body. Jake always want to include everybody with what they got going on. And this is why shit like this happens to you. Because you Jakes are complacent. You didn't got too comfortable here in America. You didn't forgot all the hell and all the atrocities that were done to your ancestors here in this land. Okay? You really believe that this damn devil changed. Okay? You believe that nature, that hateful nature of the so-called white man, you thought that just vanished. It just poof, went into thin air. And these guys, like I showed you the picture of Jake, those are young men. Those are teenagers. Okay? You would think, because Jake think, oh, that's not this generation. That's the older generation. Okay? That's a stupid way to think. Because all that shit that these Edomites, all that hatred that these Edomites had towards us, that gets passed down from generation to generation, man. Okay? That nature, that hateful nature from these Edomites, that gets passed down. That shit never stop. Okay? And just because an Edomite smile in your face don't mean that they got love for you. They're the serpent. They're the devil. That smile is deceit. That's a deceitful smile. Okay? Because when they smile in your face, but in their mind, they thinking of ways to take you down. They thinking about ways to destroy you, man. Okay? I'm read it again. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him." You see that? Yeah, even if he humbles himself, even if he acting like he's trying to be, humble, trying to be at peace with you. No, he's thinking of ways of trying to overthrow you. Okay? He's trying to charm you like a damn snake. All right? It says, and thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. You see, it says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. You see that? Because he's an opportunist. This man, the so-called white man, he's an opportunist. So if he sees a way to overthrow you or to take your place, he's gonna do it. Okay. So, like the scripture say, we gotta take heed. This man has never changed. Okay, he never will change. He's created to be the wicked. All right, he's the he's the true opposition of the righteous. Okay, he's the real op. Esau's the op. Okay, not your fellow Israelite. Okay, even though 2/3 your enemies right now, but eventually, in the kingdom, the 2/3 they're gonna come back through the loins of the elect, and they're gonna be in a right mind. But as far as right now, on this side, 2/3 of Israel is enemies to the Lord. Okay, because the Lord's only coming back for the Israel of the Most High. Okay, which are the elect. Okay, but like I just said right here, man, never trust thy enemy. Okay, and you see Jake was in that picture with those Edomites, thinking that's his friends, got his arms around him and shit. Now Jake in the spirit world now. Jake don't know. Jake woke up right in the spirit world, like, oh shit, But hey, that's what happens when you don't have this truth, when you don't have this understanding, when you don't know who you are, man. Matter of fact, get that Hosea real quick. I don't want to make this too long. Let's get the points. This is Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me. Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. You see that? So because of the lack of knowledge, the lack of this truth, okay, the lack of not knowing who you are, not knowing who your enemy is, our people are destroyed. You see? And this is not the only Jake that this has happened to. There's been plenty others. He's just the latest one. Okay? But let this be a warning to you so-called Negroes out there, man. You Latinos, Native Americans, so-called. Those of you that think that, you hanging around with these Edomites, these Caucasians, okay, and you think that these are your friends, okay? Let this be a warning to you, man. Okay? Because this is not no isolated incident, man. There's plenty of stories and accounts of things like this happening to our people that happen regularly, man. Hell, you still got Jake down south still being lynched. They still finding our people being lynched in the South, man. In the year 2026. Okay? This is not 1926, it's 2026. Jake is still getting lynched down south, man. Okay? So, like I said, you Israelites, you better wake the hell up, man. Get your head out your ass, man. And pay attention, man. Be alert. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, Like I prayed this was edifying to you sincere brethren, you sincere few sisters out there that watch and believe. Keep fighting, stay strong, stay prayed up. You know, pray for the apostles, elders, and the brethren out there. You know, pray for our households, you know, and put them curses up. Pray the Lord destroy this place quickly, man. You know, so we get the hell up out of here, you know. So yeah, so with that, I'm gonna give all glory and praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing his word, truth, sincerity. Shalom.